Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. Welcome back to the Field of 68 After Dark. And that guy you see on the screen there, we have an extra face. It's Niko Medved, Colorado State head coach. I got Matt McCall with me. I got Chris Mack with me. My name is Rob Dauster, but the star of the segment is the head coach of the number 13 team in America, the Colorado State Rams, coming off of a win over Matt McCall's Final Four team, the New Mexico Lobos. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Coach, I got to ask you this: you have Isaiah Stevens on your roster, so you're sitting here at 13-1 on the season. Isaiah Stevens is the first team All-American for me. How much of this is you, and how much of this is just you know what? I'm going to give the ball to my All-American and let him rock.
Hey, these guys will tell you I don't need to answer that. It's all him, man. There has never been a great coach without great players, and he is just an exceptional leader and player. And so I just kind of try to stay out of his way, and it makes me look smart.
Mm-hmm. It's so much fun to watch him operate when you put him in ball screens and let him kind of space the floor. How much have you changed what you do to kind of cater to the skill set of the player that you have?
I mean, yeah, I mean, listen, it's always about players, not plays. I mean, we have a system, a way we like to play that's really evolved. But, ultimately, when you look at every team and every year, you start with your players and what do they do well? How can I help put them in positions to be successful? And then when you're talking about him, he's played in our system now, he's in his fifth year. He just has such command of what we're doing, where everybody else is on the floor. And he and I communicate a great bit, about everything, but he knows our stuff inside and out. And so, again, I really like what we do, but he just makes it work at such an elite level.
Niko, Coach Mack here, man. It's interesting that a lot of times when you have a player of Isaiah's caliber, they've been really good as a junior, senior. He's been daggone good for 5 years now. You going to try to get him a 6th year next year or what?
Man, I tell you what, I just sure make my life easier. Yeah, when he came back this year, that was just really the icing on the cake, and it is. I tell you what, I mean, I'll never forget this. When he showed up on campus as a freshman, we were just starting over here, kind of, and you could tell he had an opportunity to be really, really good. But I had lunch with him in October before his freshman year, and I said, Zay, you're going to be the starting point guard, and I intend it, for to be that way the rest of your career. And I'll be dang, that's what it's been. So it's been 5 great years with this young man. He's kind of a unicorn that way. And man, I tell you what, he's just a special young man, and he's going to have an opportunity to play, at the next level. But he's always wanted to coach, and I tell you what, he's going to be an unbelievable coach one day, a heck of a lot better than me.
Niko,
A lot
he
of
was
fans
on.
don't.
Oh, go ahead, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, real quick, Niko. A lot of fans don't maybe have the opportunity because the time change sometimes to see some of the Mountain West games, and you're obviously playing an incredible environment tomorrow night at Utah State. Maybe give the listeners or followers a little bit of idea of what you're facing in that environment tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be sold out like, a lot of these arenas that we'll play in. You go back to when Stu Morrill was at Utah State and just built that thing into a juggernaut, and they've really never looked back. They've had a string of great coaches and great success, and Danny has just obviously taken that on again here in his first year. Um, they will say the students are on top of you. They will say some nasty stuff in a fun way. I love playing on the road in these environments. Maybe I'm crazy, but that's what it's all about. It's what makes college basketball so special. But yeah, this is going to be. I mean, the pit's incredible. Viejas and San Diego, our place is awesome, man, when it's full. But the Spectrum in Logan is as tough of a place as you'll play.
Yeah.
Niko, we had Isaiah on here. Must have been a month ago, and it was after a win with you guys, and just interviewing him and talking to him. In today's day and age in college basketball, to get a guy to stay at one school when the norm is just to leave, and he hasn't. What were some of those conversations like just in the postseason with you and him when, maybe people are trying to get at him? And I'm sure they were trying to get at him because that's what everybody, and we've had, Coach May from FAU, and the same thing when you have those talented players, or just some of those conversations like between the two of you guys and the reason that he's stayed and been committed to Colorado State.
I there's a lot of reasons for that. I think it wasn't just about the conversation in the off season. I think it's about the continuous conversation you have with these young men during their whole time here and talking about the plan, his future. And I mean, the plan was always, I'll tell you an interesting story about Zay. After his junior year, I asked him if he was interested in testing, and he said no. And I was kind of, boy, and he said, Coach, I know I'm not going to get drafted. I'm not going to play. I'm not ready yet. He goes, I don't even want to go through the rigmarole and have people tell me this. He goes, I just need to get to work. So I'm going to take a week off, and I just want to stay here and get to work. And we talked about, well, after your fourth year, your senior year, well, that's what we're going to do. And so I just tried to support him through that the whole time. It was clear from day one, he was not going to entertain transferring. It was either going to be, take a shot at the pros or come back to CSU. And so, he's different that way. I think he realized we had a great relationship. He's got a great opportunity here. He believed the team could get back to winning like they had been here. He felt like he was in a position to be successful. He was getting better every day. And so I think he could see the big picture. And I'm so happy for him individually, a young man that's believed in what we're doing, for him to come back in the fifth year and really have the season that he's having. And again, everybody's got their own journey and whatever, but it's great to see that somebody can do it that way still and have a high level of success. That just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. Just because you can leave and you can transfer doesn't mean you should. Maybe for somebody it is, but in his case, that was never entertained, and he's got an unbelievable family and support system, and pretty lucky as a coach to have a guy like that.
How nice was the bottle of champagne that you popped when you got the call that said, "Hey, Coach, I'm coming back to Colorado State fifth year"?
Man, I tell you what, and we went through it the other way, a few years ago, David Roddy, had left the day before the deadline, and same thing, he was either going to go pro or come back. And obviously he made an unbelievable decision because he, became a first rounder. But this time the luck kind of went our way, and we got that call right there in May. And I'm not a champagne guy, Rob, but I like my good red wine. So I'll tell you that. Maybe that and it's in some good bourbon too. So that was a good night for us.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. The last time I saw you at the Final Four was that was more of a Coors Light kind of a night that we had. Real quick before I let you go, I do just want to ask, the Mountain West, the top of the league, right, is New Mexico is really good. San Diego State, coming off of a trip to the national title game, is very good. Obviously, you guys are very good. Utah State is 13-1. Nevada is 13-1. Boise State had, I think it was an 8-4 start to the season, but we know how good some of the pieces on the Tyson Degenhart, for example, are on that roster. And UNLV, a team that no one's really talking about, beat Creighton by 15 points already this year. How tough is this conference? How good is this conference? How much work are you going to have cut out for you to try to go out and win this thing?
I mean, I'm sure every coach, whatever league we were in, Matt, when we were in the SoCon together, we talked every year about how great the league is. Everyone thinks their league is great. Our league's great. I mean, I've been fortunate to be in this league for a long time as an assistant and now the head coach. And the level of coaching, the level of investment in these programs. Again, a lot of people don't get to see these teams play every day. There's pros, unbelievable venues. The league is really good, and obviously the top of the league speaks for itself. But you think it's going to be easy to beat San Jose State? I mean, despite the coaching.
Well, I do. The coaching there is not
the best.
But
it's great all the way around, and I fully expect. The league's going to get 4 bids, maybe 5. Who knows? Maybe more. I mean, that's just the way that it looks right now. And so none of that surprises me. Again, you got guys that have done it for a long time, the schools that really invest in basketball. I've been saying this for a long time. I think the goal of our league, we need to become a Big East version of the West Coast, and we just got to continue to grow and build our brand, and we got to continue to have success in the NCAA tournament, like San Diego State did last year. Ultimately, you've got to win in March, and I think we've got a lot of teams who maybe have the ability to do that.
Yeah, it's a 6 bid Mountain West. That's what we're pushing for, Niko. You got to get on the bandwagon. 6 bids for the Mountain West. Listen, we're going to let you go. You're in the hotel in Logan right now. You got Utah State on the road and Boise State on the road coming up. Good luck with that, man. We appreciate you sharing some time with us here.
I'm going to need a bottle of bourbon. I'll tell you that. Yeah. Hey, thank you guys,
listen,
man. I appreciate what you guys do. We need both you guys back in coaching, man. So.
Just wait till the end of the season,
you,
all right? Let them start the show, man. They're on the schedule for another month. That was Niko Medved, Colorado State head coach. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.